Well, giving you a glimpse of how the action is going to be like tomorrow morning, but let's go straight into news flash. So, Mill's death resurrected. That's the big headline at the front of the Daily Statesman this morning. MPs demand bipartisan probe. Also, the First Lady. But let me just jump into that story because it's a big one as well. So, now some members of Parliament have submitted private members' bill motion calling for the setting, I beg your pardon, up of a bipartisan committee to unravel the unending mystery surrounding the death of the late president, which occurred sometime in July 12th in 2012, I beg your pardon. Did I say 2012? 2012. And that story is here. Full story is on page 3. And also, let's move on. First Lady donates 50,000 Ghana cedis to support fund at Apiati. And Ben Efson, NDC jittery over e-levy and 2024. And that story is here. Now, great news. University teachers agreed to call off strike. And also here. So UTAG, the association, will be heading back to the classrooms and school can resume. So these are the stories here in the Daily Statesman. Let's move on to the ladies.
Sure. Let's start off with the Daily Graphic. The big one is combating money laundering. Political will critical. Finance Minister tells West African states. Money laundering is actually really, really big. The young ones have joined right now, and I think the political will to curb it is really important. This is what the minister is saying. The Minister of Finance, Mr. Ken Oforiatta, has called for increased political commitment from the government of West African states to combat illicit financial flows. Well, there's more when you read it. Also, 60 million register for Ghana card. And have you gotten your Ghana card yet?
Yes, I have mine.
Have you?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I'm yet to get mine back. I'm getting it soon. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Before you attempt re-registration.
No, I'm not. Yes. Yes. So you see, the good thing is that now the re-registration, they're doing it very well because they're going to areas, they're going to institutions and stuff like that. So it's not as cumbersome as it used to be. It's true.
So wait, the numbers have died down, right? The queues, the long queues.
It's actually okay. Well, you need the Ghana card to actually get the SIM card registered. So the queues are piling up at the Ghana card centers. Which means that there will be a refill effect on the
don't worry, we'll get it sorted out before it's. Please, let's go get it.
Girl, no.
GRA directs taxpayers to file returns online. But anyway, we are getting it. It's very, very important. Please, everybody must get their Ghana card.
Okay, so I pick up on the Ghanaian Times this morning. Almost same stories in front of the Ghanaian Times as well. A rush for Ghana card intensifies as long queues form at registration centers as deadline looms. If there's anybody to hear this deadline, it will be the young lady to my left. Yeah, the
90-year-old.
Look, so the queue is very long, and the same numbers you would see are the telcos. That's what I'm trying to
Don't worry, we'll get it sorted. I'll bring it to come and show it to you.
It's not like I've done my SIM card registration anyway.
See you.
Okay, so did you see the demonstration the NAPCO trainees went on yesterday?
Yes,
there are pictures of that in front of the Ghanaian Times as well. Persons who were demanding for their 2 months. Actually, there were 2 reasons why they were demonstrating. Apart from the monies that government owed them, they were also raising concerns about the fact that they have had a certain level of training and then they are not being employed or retained by these institutions. They always see persons from outside, getting employed in the same institution. So there's vacancy, except that they are not the choice. And so what did they what did they get the training for? Those are the 2 directions of the
Are they
administration.
working hard?
Sorry.
Are they working hard when you go for the training? When you go for training, of course you should pass. So if you go for training and I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm asking.
I know, right?
I'm just asking.
Maybe the syndrome of who you know, kind of, Yeah, because getting the job and getting retained is not the fact that you didn't do well or not. I mean, it contributes, but, well, that was the 2 reasons yesterday they majorly hit the street. Pictures of that is in front of the Ghanaian Times. You find the story as well on page 17 of the Ghanaian Times this morning. And apart from UTAG also calling off the strike, NAGRAT has been decrying challenges facing first and second cycle institutions. There's a good read about that on the page 15 of the Ghanaian Times this morning.
Well, interesting. So to the Ghanaian Observer as well. E-levy to broaden tax base, Deputy Minister touts this. Stories on page 9 and 10 here of the Ghanaian Observer. Also, World Health Organization boss comments Akufo-Addo, and the Vice President eulogizes Asante Hema on her 5th anniversary as well. And these are the major stories here in the Ghanaian Observer. Back to you.
Right. The Chronicle newspaper for today. Trouble for Mills Kitchen Cabinet. 4 MPs want death of Asumdwe Hene probe. I think you spoke about that earlier. Provide data of violence against gays in Ghana, says MP. BOG did not give Capital Bank free money. Atu Esian class the air on that. Agric Minister launches 2022 Bafo Akoto Moot Court competition. And also First Lady dashes Apiase Fund 50,000 Ghana cedis, and kudos to her for doing this.
Alrighty, I'll also pick up on the daily guides this morning. So 4 members, as Jay and Ro already said, have filed a private member motion or bill to probe into the death of ex-president 10 years after his death. The man refuses to die. It's in front of the daily guide this morning. And also yesterday in court, Ofoswan Pofo was there, and witnesses were being cross-examined as well. Update on the 2 Asian and 2 others. It's no longer 3 others, as the lady who was involved has been acquitted and discharged. So the investigator in that case was now cross-examining 2 Asian. And then yesterday I'm told that there was a lot of conflict in court, as there were a bit of inconsistencies in what he was saying now and what was in his witness document that he filed. Anyway, so that's it. Let me go to the center spot of the daily guide this morning. Shatawale kisses man in video. Is it true?
Yes. You didn't see the video?
Is it true?
It's very true.
Was that a kiss?
What was it? What's a kiss? Mwah. Define a kiss.
He'll say, mwah.
What's a kiss? Mwah. Define a kiss.
Like, first there was a slang word for it, peg.
A peg is on your cheek.
It's on the cheek, it's not on the lip. Anyway, so yesterday he and some George were really trending on Twitter yesterday.
Oh,
They
yeah,
were at each other's neck.
yeah.
I hear that they
But they smoked the peace
cool.
pipe at the end of the day.
That peace pipe came quite early.
And looking at the classes they had to, they did have to. You know, these are people that, you know, one is in political and one is in the entertainment industry, and you don't want to mar where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So one has to just, you know, go low and just say, let me just smoke the peace pipe with you, because you don't want to lose the votes where his fans are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get it. You bab.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose the votes where the fans are. So smoke the peace pipe. Let's move.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wow.
This is a win for women, because congratulations to Madame Pamela Johnson Tete as she takes over as new MD at the Kotoka International Airport following the termination of Mr. Yao
So a loss for the men, a win for the
a loss for the men, a win for the women.
So wait, was it termination or he actually tendered in his resignation?
Oh, termination. In fact, the man was still working
later
when
that he tendered in his resignation.
the man,
As of yesterday, he tendered in his resignation. And he was
yesterday,
accepted.
but the termination came long before.
But he tendered in resignation yesterday.
Now, if your contract has been terminated a week
but
before
he
your
has
termination.
resigned.
Well, unless the letter stated that with immediate effect, but if he was given a deadline to leave office, he can tender in his resignation before the deadline. Then he resigned before he was.
Exactly.
Have you seen a government termination letter before? It comes with a sudden immediate effect.
Anyway, Jay, are you going to take us with
Okay, so the final newspaper as well. We are born again. Don't judge Ghana police with our past. Dr. Dampari speaking on there. And also, there's a story here. IGP scraps illegal ban on night driving using DV and DP number plates. Now, you know, recently there were speculations as to whether the police were supposed to check drivers who drive on DV and DP plates after 6 p.m. But I think checks with DVLA stated that there was nothing like that in their laws, so people could actually drive their cars after 6 p.m. I did recall that during President Rawlings' time as well, you couldn't drive vehicles, certain long vehicles or big trucks after 6 p.m. So they were only allowed to move within a day. But I think as times passed on, it was abolished and scrapped.
So
but anyway,
this one, it has been abolished, because I think initially you couldn't.
Yeah.
But now you can.
No, so there's actually no law like that.
Okay.
Yes,
there was
actually
no law.
Like that.
Okay.
This allows you to drive your DP plates after 6 p.m. What I know there is that you cannot take more than 2 persons in your car if you have a DV plate, or DV or DP plates. But I can't tell. I stand to be corrected. I think so. There's something like that.
I think there was, but it was just overturned. Yes, there was. You couldn't drive at 6 or after 6 with a
Yes.
car, with a DV car or a DP car after 6. So the police took
Yes.
to that. And if you should drive around East Legon at that time of the day, my goodness, I think some police were making some good money out of that too. So yes, Dan Parry had to step in.
So it says here that, well, I continue to read. It says he noted that there is no provision in the Road Traffic Act 2004 at 6A3 on the Road Traffic Regulations 2012 LI 21 or 2180
Yeah.
that gives any restriction on the use of trade plates in respect of time.
Okay.
Yes, in a press release, it says issued to the item, the police administration advised that public and officers and police officers would be familiar with this provision act. It warned motorists adhere strictly to the, okay, so that goes on to other conversations, but it said there was no law that spoke to using the DV plates with regards to time. I think another thing we need to school ourselves on really is about tinted glasses and
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
that's another thing that I've always been confused. And the use of reflectors. Now, this is something that I've been heavily debating myself on because I want to understand. Certain car models from a certain year on, I think 2013 or 14 or so, had reflectors installed at the back of the car already. But it is a requirement for you to use the reflective stickers from DVLA on your vehicles, in addition to the reflectors that the car has. And I'm asking myself, what is the difference? So I'm going to have to... Which one is even more... it's even more... what's the word? Like
the one that came with the car, authentic
the one that,
safer?
yeah, the one that came with the car, the one that is stuck there, which can peel off.
Well,
You know, so I got into a heavy argument with a police officer sometime back on the Takrady stretch, where I was making my point
Was
that...
the police officer a little big?
No, I mean, I can't recall the size though, but...
there's one big...
But I mean, he did explain to me that...
He's always hiding in the bush. He always, like, shows up from nowhere. Like...
I mean, but the way you're saying always, you actually ply that road always?
Oh, no more, boy,
You see why we really have to go on that
break?
Not the break. The tomorrow we need to climb the mountain.
What has that got to do with the boy that I had that broke my heart?
We really have to.
You already shed the tears and lost the weight.
You had your heart broken?
Yeah, so I allowed myself, like, when the women empowerment people hear me, they'll get angry. I allow... Uncle Tola's got a break. What's Makuma saying? You share.
We were talking about, whilst this gossip is going on, we're talking about, DV plates. But stick and stay. We'll be right back after the break. Don't go away.